Today, we're diving into the magical world of DIY antique furniture finds. Those treasures that don't just decorate a space but bring it to life. With the right eye and a little imagination, vintage pieces can become the heart of your design, transforming the ordinary into something unforgettable. Think of that worn-out chair at a flea market, or the old dresser tucked away in your grandmother's attic. With a touch of DIY and a spark of inspiration, these forgotten gems can be reborn as centerpieces that define your space. This is global decor on a budget, where each item carries history, charm, and a dash of personal creativity. At Vintage Home TV, we believe decor isn't about chasing trends or breaking the bank. It's about creating a home inside that reflects who you are. From reimagined antiques to vintage details layered with global influence, this journey is about designing with meaning, style, and heart. So let's explore how to turn budget-friendly finds into timeless statements. Where stories begin. When you step into a living room, it should feel like the opening chapter of a novel, warm, welcoming, and rich with character. Imagine breathing new life into an old wooden chest you found at a flea market, sanding it down, adding brass handles, and suddenly it's not just furniture. It's a piece of history in your home inside. With vintage decor, every corner tells a story, and every find is an adventure. Style your living room with mismatched chairs, layered textiles, and global-inspired wall art, all without breaking your budget. This is how you transform the everyday into something extraordinary. The vintage retreat. The bedroom should be a sanctuary, a retreat from the outside world. Think of a carved antique headboard that you've repainted in muted tones, paired with a patchwork quilt sourced from a thrift shop. These DIY antique furniture finds instantly transport you into a timeless escape. By layering in vintage lamps, old suitcases as side tables, and globally inspired textiles, you bring serenity and soul into your private space. Your home inside becomes not just a shelter, but a reflection of your travels, your dreams, and your unique style. Small space, big character. Bathrooms may be small, but they're the perfect canvas for creativity. Picture turning an antique dresser into a vanity, complete with a vessel sink on top. Functional yet dripping with vintage charm. Add vintage mirrors with ornate frames, soft lighting, and maybe a few woven baskets for global-inspired storage. This is decor that feels indulgent but costs little, proving that even the smallest room in your home inside can shine with personality and global flair. the heart of the home. The kitchen is where life happens, meals, conversations, and laughter. A vintage kitchen doesn't have to mean old-fashioned. It means soulful. Think repurposed antique stools around a breakfast bar, open shelving displaying mismatched vintage plates from around the world, or a refurbished farmhouse table that becomes the star of your cooking space. DIY antique furniture finds let you create a kitchen that feels like it belongs to your family for generations, even if you just found it last weekend. Gather and celebrate. The dining room is about connection. Family dinners, friendly laughter, and meaningful conversations. To design on a budget, repurpose an old wooden table, sand it down, and stain it for a rustic vintage feel. Add eclectic chairs sourced from flea markets, each with its own charm, and hang a global-inspired chandelier made from natural materials like bamboo or rattan. It's decor that feels curated, yet deeply personal. Your home inside becomes a stage for memories and shared experiences. Outdoor vintage escape. The garden is more than plants, it's an extension of your home inside. Transform your outdoor space with repurposed vintage decor. An old wrought iron bench painted in bold hues, terracotta pots with weathered patina, or even a rustic ladder turned into a vertical planter. Global touches like colorful textiles draped over seating or lanterns hung from trees instantly create that cozy, budget-friendly atmosphere. It's proof that antique finds don't just live inside, they bloom outdoors too. Global comfort zone. Your patio or balcony is where vintage meets the world. Imagine layering rugs under antique tables, string lights overhead, and adding handmade pillows with global-inspired patterns. Repurposed wooden crates can become storage or side tables, blending practicality with decor. The result? A budget-friendly outdoor living space that feels like a vacation getaway, without ever leaving your home inside. First impressions matter. The entryway sets the tone for everything inside your home. A vintage console table, a DIY refurbished mirror, and a cluster of global-inspired baskets for storage turn this overlooked space into something magical. Every guest that enters is greeted with a story. Your story, told through antique decor finds that you've curated and reimagined. It's budget-conscious design that speaks volumes before anyone even takes off their shoes. Work with soul. A home office doesn't have to feel sterile. Picture a vintage desk with weathered edges, paired with a mismatched chair you found for pennies and repainted yourself. Add a gallery wall of travel-inspired prints or antique maps, and suddenly your work zone feels inspiring. With decor that balances vintage vibes and global elements, your home inside becomes a hub of creativity without draining your budget. hallways, nooks, and corners. Even the smallest corners of your home deserve love. A thrifted bench in the hallway, a DIY antique bookshelf tucked in a nook, or vintage wall decor that brings character to forgotten spaces. All these little touches add up. It's about filling every corner of your home inside with vintage charm and global-inspired warmth. These other spaces remind us that design is not just about big rooms. It's about making every inch of your space meaningful. And there you have it. Proof that with a little vision and a love for vintage decor, your home inside can be transformed into a masterpiece of style without overspending. From DIY antique furniture finds to unique global decor on a budget, every piece you choose tells a part of your story and builds a space that feels truly yours. If you enjoyed today's exploration and want to keep uncovering creative ways to design with character, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Vintage Home TV, and share it with fellow decor lovers. Together, we're building a community where design isn't about money, it's about meaning.